Oh, yes.
Hello again, everyone. Today I am doing something a bit different here. I'm doing my first ever haul video. So this big old box is a Marvel Legends haul, and it comes from Best Buy because they were having a big clearance. And I'm doing this as a way to just kind of test the waters a little bit, see what the interest in these types of videos are, and see if my present subscribers like something like this. This is also kind of a test run because I have a much bigger haul coming from Hasbro Pulse because they had a massive sale here recently, and I purchased, I think it was over 40 items total. So expect a very big haul video if this one ends up being successful. All right, so starting out, we're gonna open this up. Now, I wouldn't expect any grails or anything here because it is clearance. Most of this is Eternals figures, which are not the most popular figures out there. They're pretty much on clearance everywhere, but I saw a good opportunity to get most of this wave for very cheap. So we're gonna start with those. Gonna start with the light stuff, and then we'll get into the cooler things as we go. So our first figure is Phastos, right here. Our super builder. And then we get Circe, who's arguably the main character of the Eternals movie. There, played by Gemma Chan, who also played Quintessa in Transformers The Last Night, if you didn't know that. Then we get Makari, who is our deaf speedster. Very cool. We get Sprite, who is one of several characters that have actually been gender swapped in the Eternals movie. Guess they felt there weren't enough female Eternals, so they made a few of them female. And then lastly, as far as this wave is concerned, we get Icarus, who may or may not be the bad guy. I mean, I don't want to spoil too much, but if you haven't seen Eternals by now, sorry. Okay, so this is not the complete wave. This is just everything they had on clearance at Best Buy. We're still missing Kingo and Druig, but I've actually picked those guys up. I got them through other means, along with Thena. And I even have Crow, like the big scary monster villain of the movie. One thing I just realized I didn't get was Ajax. I guess Ajax's not part of this wave, she's sold separately. So I'm gonna track her down. And that brings me to a question I had for you guys about these. I wanna know some feedback whether you think there's enough of a reason or enough interest to review each one of these figures individually like I normally do, knowing that they're not the most popular figures, and I'm not sure how many people would watch that. Or would it be best just to skip all that and do one big review for all the Eternals figures? So this wave, Thena, Ajax, Crow, just like the whole cast in one go. Love to hear some feedback on what you guys think there. If you think it's more worth, doing each one, or just do them all at once, including our build-a figure for this wave, which is Gilgamesh, which might explain why this wave, or part of the reason why this wave wasn't so popular. The Build-A-Figure is just like another one of the Eternals. Like, he's not like some super big character. He's just Gilgamesh, the train from Busan guy in armor. So maybe that's why they didn't really, go nuts over this wave, or at least one of the reasons. So yeah, let me know what you think as far as that's concerned. I'd love to know what people are more eager to see, like individual reviews or just one big one. I wonder which one would do better. Okay, now I'm gonna get into a little bit of comic book stuff here. Nope, sorry, false alarm. More movie stuff, but something a little bit different. So this is our Deadpool movie Domino. So this is Domino from the Fox Deadpool movies. Looks a little bit different than our regular comic book Domino. Really, they kind of just inverted her colors. Like comic Domino has just like bleach white skin and then a dark spot around her eye. Well, because she's played by Zazie Beetz in the movie, she has darker skin and then a light spot around her eye. So, bit of an inversion there. And she comes with two separate heads. Pretty cool. Very interesting, different box than your standard Legend stuff. So that was one I liked picking up because I liked her character in the movie. Okay, now here is the promised comic figure. So this is Comic Book War Machine. Look at that big guy right there. Check him out. So he's a standard size figure as far as his build, maybe, you know, a bit taller than your normal, like, male adult character. But he's got a ton of accessories, lots of guns, blast effects, missiles, all that cool stuff. He even gets like little blasts under his feet so he can, you know, be hovering or flying. So that's a really cool release, and probably the best War Machine toy they've made so far. They do have that retro one coming, which I think is a retool or recolor of this one. Pretty sure. So, personally, I like the colors on this one more because it's more silver, more cool looking. All right, so our next three are three multi-packs, and these all revolve around, well, two of them revolve around Thor, and then one of them revolves around Ant-Man and the Wasp. So we'll start with that one. So this is Ant-Man's friend Lewis, and then the antagonist of the film, Ghost. So I can get why this wasn't like the biggest seller. Lewis is just like a guy. You know, people don't tend to enjoy just like regular civilian figures very much. So it's just Lewis in a suit, nothing special, but he does come with a giant ant. Now, is that Antony? Or did Antony die in the first movie? I forget which one's which. But then we also get Ghost, and she's cool because she comes with an optional head where her mask and hood are like pulled away, and she's even got like a little optional pulled down hood to wear around her neck. So that's very cool, much in the vein of the 20th anniversary Captain America. So a neat little pickup, and again, these were all really cheap, so they're way more worth it than they normally would be. Okay, and then our next ones are both based on Thor Ragnarok. So our first one is Korg and the Grandmaster. Look at that. So we get our very, very cool Jeff Goldblum character. Jeff Goldblum, he is a character in of himself, isn't he? Just very kooky, charismatic guy. I love Jeff Goldblum. So you get the Grandmaster, and then we get Korg. Now what's interesting is we just had an entire wave for the next Thor movie, right, Love and Thunder, and the Build-A-Figure for that was Korg as well, but it was an updated look for the character. So I am looking forward to reviewing this guy and comparing him to the Build-A-Figure and see if they share any parts at all. I can already tell that I really like the paint wash on this guy a lot more. One of my big criticisms with the Love and Thunder Korg is that his rock skin just not painted at all. It's just flat gray. And he gets like little black dots for the eyes. So this one looks a little more finished to me. So I really like that. Okay, for our last one, go ahead and slide this big old box out of the way. We get Hela and Scourge. Hela Scourge. So the Scourge character, he's not my favorite character. I always found him just kind of obnoxious. And don't get me wrong, the actor's phenomenal, but you know, Scourge, not my favorite, but the Hela figure is what I'm really interested in here because she just looks awesome. And you know, she has like this little fire effect. She has a hand which is catching and cracking Mjolnir, which is really neat. And she's got, you know, these optional heads here. She's got one which looks a little neater, and her hair is just kind of pulled back. And another one where her hair is all crazy looking, like when she first emerged from her imprisonment. And then, of course, the coolest head, we have her with her helmet with the big old spider leg looking spike things that move around on there. So this is definitely the highlight of the set for me. But of course, I'm always happy to just flesh out my collection anyway. And even though Scourge isn't my favorite, he's still part of that universe, so he'll look good on an MCU display. So, there you have it. This is my modest little Best Buy haul. And, you know, I'm happy with it. It's just some cheap little figures I can pick up and just enjoy a little bit. Something to tide me over until my gigantic Hasbro Pulse wave, or not wave, but haul gets here. It's really delayed in shipping right now because apparently that sale was very successful and a ton of people ordered stuff. So I've gotten 3 items out of 40-ish so far, and the rest of them haven't even shipped yet. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take, but I do want to wait till the entire thing gets here so I can review it all in one big impressive haul for you guys. So let me know what you think. Is this something that interests you? Whether you're a newcomer, whether you're a longtime viewer, do you enjoy the haul type videos, the unboxing type videos? That's something you want to see more of? Are you excited for my really, really big Hasbro Pulse haul? Or maybe you think this might be the wrong route. Perhaps I should just stick to reviews. Maybe you don't find this interesting. I'd love to get your guys' feedback. If you did enjoy this review, I'm so used to saying that. If you enjoyed this haul video, make sure to toss it a like and let YouTube know you want to see more stuff like this. If you do want to see more like this, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell so you always get a heads up when we post something new. I thank you for joining me for my first ever haul video, in this case, a Marvel Legends haul. And with all that said, I will see you next time.